Hi YouTube, it's me again, and today I want to talk about this show that is one of my favorite shows. It's one of my science fiction favorite shows. I really like shows that really push the boundaries of reality. It's called Orphan Black. Okay, so Orphan Black follows this girl called Sarah. She hasn't seen her daughter in a year, and so she comes to America to visit her daughter, who's staying with her foster mother. Now, while she's waiting at the train station to get in contact with her foster mother, to get in contact with her daughter, she meets another woman at the train station. This woman has her exact face. So at first I thought it was going to be one of those shows where like Vampire Diaries with the doppelgangers and stuff, but it's not really. Like, that woman was actually her clone. And as the pilot goes on, because the pilot is very long, I think it was about 53 minutes, so it sets basis for the entire mystery that there's actually more than one clone. There's actually several clones out there. So Sarah now has to go on this mission to discover, like, why am I a clone or am I the original? So it kind of opens up discussions about who owns my body. Am I in charge of my own body? Because most of the clones are owned by two separate government divisions. So it explores themes of whether am I the master of my body, procreation as well, because Sarah is the only one of these clones who's got a child. The other clones can't have children for some odd reason. So right now there's 5 main clones, and I'll list them all in categorical order so you can get to know each clone. So the first clone is obviously Sarah. She's street smart. She's had a very rough childhood, so she knows how to get herself out of certain situations. So like when she discovers that woman who looks exactly like her, the woman jumps in front of a train and dies. So Sarah instantly takes her identity and moves into her apartment, and she has to carry on this facade of being that other clone while she's digging up the entire mystery. Initially, she only joined the whole mission thing for selfish reasons. She wanted to clean out Beth. That's the name of the first clone she meets. She wanted to clean out Beth's accounts and get all her money, and then get her daughter and get out of the country. But as she gets to know Beth, even though Beth dies in the pilot, like she jumps in front of a train, like I said, you still get to see this camaraderie, this sisterhood thing developing between her and Beth. So yeah, that's why she joins the mission. Then because she joins the mission, she now gets to meet all these other clones. So the second clone she meets is called Allison. She's one of my favorite clones. She's like your typical soccer mom, but she's got a hint of, she's neurotic and she's kind of crazy. She owns weaponry, and she, like I said, all the other clones can't have biological children, but she has 2 adopted kids, and she has a very funny husband. Like, I think they're sort of like the comedic relief of the show. And then the third clone that we get introduced to is called Cosima. She's the science of the whole thing. So she explains how they were created, maybe why they were created, and why people are after them, who's after them. They have to find out who's after them, why these people are after them. So right now, Orphan Black has been renewed for season 4. I watched season 3 about a month ago. It was very interesting because in season 3 they now introduced male clones. So at first I was like, okay, this guy they picked to be the male clone, will he be as talented as Tatiana Maslany? Tatiana Maslany is the girl who portrays all these different clones, and she does it so well. Like, you can instantly tell which clone is on screen without her having to say anything, regardless of the way she looks, because sometimes the clones do impersonate each other. So you can tell that, oh no, that's Sarah impersonating Helena, or that's whoever impersonating Cosima. Like, you can tell instantly. Like she goes deep into each character. Like she develops their nuances, how they sit, how they walk, how they talk, how they smile. Like she's really, really talented. That's why I was very excited this year when she was nominated for an Emmy, because for the past 3 years Orphan Black was not even on the nomination list. So this year was very exciting when I saw that she was nominated, but of course she didn't win. But hey, being nominated is a win in itself, especially for a show based in science fiction. So yeah, they introduced the male clones in season 3. So I was kind of hesitant. I was like, this guy they picked to portray the different male clones, will he be as talented as Tatiana? What I can say though is he's not as diverse as Tatiana, but he's equally talented. Like, all his clones, like where in Orphan Black all the female clones, they all lived different lives, so obviously they have different personalities, different nuances. They only became self-aware at a later stage in life. With the male clones, they were self-aware from an early age, so they all know each other, and they're more in a military faction, so they're all crazy to some degree. Like, I'd be like, okay, that's crazy guy 1 with the mustache, that's crazy guy 2 with the scar on his face. So they all like different levels of crazy. So with the male clones, it's different shades of crazy, whereas with the female clones, it's really, really diverse females on screen. And you tend to forget that this is one actress portraying all these female leads, because she does it so well. There was even this one episode where they introduced a transgendered clone. So Tatiana Maslany had a beard and she had like padding to look like she's got a penis and stuff, and she pulled it off very well. Like, I believe, like, okay, that's a transgendered man right there. Yeah, so she's very good at portraying all these different clones, and there's only one child on the series, Sarah's daughter. I forget her name right now, but by child actor standards, this child is very good, because have you noticed these days there aren't really that many good child actors. Henry from Once Upon a Time is the worst. Sorry, Jared Gilmore, if you ever see this video, please don't kill me. I'm just judging you compared to other child actors I have seen, and you're not that great. Okay, so yes, then these institutions that kind of control and somehow have controlling rights to these different clones, it's 2 factions. Dyad, they control the female clones, and then it's some other military faction that controls the male clones. So they found out in season 3, okay, in fact, let me not, that's spoilers right there. Yeah, but you should watch this show if you're really into science fiction, if you really like seeing very talented acting. The acting on this show is superb. Like, the foster mom, Mrs. S, I think it's Siobhan her name, but they all call her Mrs. S. Like, in season 1, you just see her as a foster mom. You don't think that she knows all about this clone situation or whatever, but as the series goes on, you realize, okay, this lady knows more than she's letting on, and she's kind of a badass. Like, she saved Sarah and the other clones' lives on several occasions. She's really good with the shotgun and rifles and all that stuff. So you start wondering, is she an agent, or who is she working for, who is in her best interest? So Sarah even loses trust in her. Like, she wants to know, which side are you on? Are you on this government side, or are you on my side? And the reason why Sarah is able to have kids is because there's something wrong with her biologically. Like, all the clones weren't supposed to procreate, but for some reason she can. So yeah, and then there's this other clone who's actually Sarah's twin sister. Like, they were one embryo and then they broke up in the surrogate mother's womb. So they're twins. They're not like clones, but they are clones, but you get what I'm saying. Yes. And her name is Helena, and she's batshit crazy. In season 1, I really didn't like her, because I felt like this girl is just, coming in the way of Sarah's happiness and all that stuff. But then when you get to see her past, how she was brought up, both her and Sarah have had a rough childhood, yes, but Helena was raised in the church, and not just any church, like very eccentric, a very eccentric church. So they would always tell her that she's an abomination, and her mission in life is to destroy the other abominations. So she becomes an assassin, and she's killing off the clones one by one until she meets Sarah, and she senses this connection, and she kind of finds what she's been missing all her life, which is family. So it's really cool to see a batshit crazy individual such as Helena gain some humanity in her, and she's still crazy, but now her craziness is for a good cause. It's to protect her sisters. That's how she calls the other clone ladies her sisters. So yeah, who else is on the show? Oh yes, Felix. He's Sarah's foster brother. He's gay. He's totally gay, and I love it so much. He's very flamboyant. I thought he was just going to be a flat character, but he has so much depth to him, especially being one of the only male main cast members. Having, like, the show is full of women, so having a main cast gay member bring such depth and humanity to the whole story is very cool. And they talk about this this theory, I don't know if it's true, but it'll be pretty cool if it is, called neolution, yes, neolution, which means like in the future we'll be able to choose how our kids will turn out. Like, I could be like, I'm a black mom, well, not really, I don't have kids, but like in the future I could be a black mom, and I'll be like, I want my child to have blue eyes or something. It's like genetic engineering. So neolution comes into play, ownership of your body comes into play, even religion comes into play. Like, the nice thing about this show is it's not afraid. It opens platforms for debate and questioning. Like, you get to ask yourself, like, yes, am I in charge of my own body? Who owns me? Does the government own me, but I don't really know it? So, like, yeah, you get to be very introspective when you're watching this show. It opens up questions about yourself and about your community and about society in a whole. So yeah, that's what I love about Orphan Black. So if you like smart television that opens up discussions that you can discuss with your friends, and it's also very entertaining with wonderful, superb acting, you should definitely watch Orphan Black. I can't wait for season 4. I'm so excited. I don't know what's gonna happen, because the way they left season 3 was a bit of a cliffhanger. So yeah, if you love shows like that, check out Orphan Black. Bye.